Who is it? It's the Night Cheese Bookclub theme song. Wow! Yeah.
Hello, and welcome back to Night Cheese Bookclub. It's your favorite podcast of all time. Spoiler free, we talk about books, themes, the news of the day. Not so much the news, never really the news of the day, unless it's fun.
Occasionally if we get lucky.
I'm your host, Suzanne, and my co-host here is my sister, Presley.
Hello, everyone.
Today, we are bringing you, salutations. That's the most important greeting that you could get from Presley.
I don't know about that. I was going to say a hug, but that's not going to happen.
No.
I'd prefer if it didn't happen.
It depends on the person or dog.
A dog, absolutely. I'm going in full force. With people, I'm trying to get friendlier with it, so I'm trying to cringe less when people hug me. So I'm working on it.
But why?
I don't know, because you know what? I hugged Mother the other day and she seemed to sort of cringe, so I'm just going to assume it started there.
It's genetic for us, so no one take it personally.
It's just a lot of Scottish people quietly eating soup at a table and nobody touches.
Touching makes my skin crawl.
Right, so
I can't help that.
It's something about that.
Maybe she's born with it.
Yeah, maybe it's trauma.
Scottish skin crawl.
It's fine. I'm fine with it. I feel loved.
I've also come to terms that's just the way that I am.
I feel fine.
Yeah. I love myself. That's the most important thing.
I know. I hug me. So.
Listen, we're wildly off topic here. This is the Last Word and Stalking.
Yeah, go ahead.
I forget. Oh, there we go.
I like that it was a quick
tail end of it.
But yeah, I guess stalking it can be a very serious topic, but we're going to keep it a little lighthearted, especially because, as women, you gotta laugh at some stuff, because man, it's sad otherwise.
Yeah, you don't gotta, but we do.
Yeah,
so
I'm going to. After everything that's happened, I'm gonna choose to laugh instead of be sad about it, because
that's how we process things.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still kicking, so. Haven't got me yet.
Before we jump in, what have you been up to?
Well, last weekend, Mother, went up to, I guess it's outside Philadelphia, but it's actually our hometown where we grew up near the Keswick Theater, up in Pennsylvania. We went up to see
the OGest hometown.
Yes. Or OGest to what, us?
Yeah.
And OG being, since it's original gangsta, yes, certainly, Glenside, Pennsylvania.
Original Glenside.
Sleepy Glenside. We went up to see Jinx Monsoon's tour that they are doing around the country. It was so funny. It was so good. Yes. The band was good.
This is also since we last talked, because it's such a big deal. What an amazing show. They were hilarious. And just the entire thing was just on point. It was fabulous. Oh,
yeah,
God,
everybody
was
so good, and the music was good. The jokes hit. Costumes were beautiful. The whole show was just a grand performance.
Oh, and humble brag, Carson Presley sat behind us. Our seats were a little bit better than his.
Yeah, our seats were in front of Carson Presley. So
embarrassing.
Yeah, make of that what you will. But I actually thought that someone said Carson Presley, but I thought that they said Presley. So of course I turn around, me and Carson lock eyes, and I went, oh, and I turned back around instead of smiling and saying, hi, oh, it's very nice to meet you. I love all the stuff you do. You're really funny. No, I just went, and then I looked away, and he probably thought that, I don't even know.
Solid. I heard them say Carson Presley, and I thought that it was their friend who maybe was doing some kind of funny, and I thought, what bitch has the audacity to impersonate?
Funny what? A Carson Presley cosplay?
It was really him.
At a drag show?
Yeah, impeccably dressed.
It was him.
Svelte. It was, what a show. It was so funny.
I wanted to ask him if his driving is actually as bad as they portray on that interior design show, because I've always wondered.
Probably.
Or don't you ever wonder what RuPaul smells like? Money.
Money.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Pure money.
I would have.
But not like coin money, like paper money.
Yeah, not dirty pennies.
Checks.
Yes, the crisp stack of bills. God, I want to be there one day.
Right now we're dirty pennies.
I know, yeah.
But one day we'll be checks.
All right. No, not checks. Who writes checks anymore?
I still write checks.
Mine have kittens on them.
Mine have pinups on them, which actually has led for some awkward situations.
Yeah, I feel like, you with drawings of boobs and awkward situations.
It's funny.
It's
funny until it's not. When you have to give a quiet male doctor a pinup picture because you're like, well, this is just what my checks are. So
that's why I went with kittens, because who doesn't love a kitten?
Oh, that's true.
If they go, oh, a kitten, I take it back and I rip it up.
Yeah.
And I go,
they don't deserve money then.
Bourgeois pig, and then I spit in their face when I leave.
Good.
I also, not to get off topic again, I'm just going to throw this out. Last night I also was hanging out with some people and we played this like dice game. Let me say, there is nothing quite
was
like...
it craps?
It wasn't. It was like an actual board game, but there's nothing quite like being in a circle of people throwing dice. It's intoxicating. I can see why.
Sounds like craps. Was it on the streets of Baltimore?
It was like a casino game or something. It was the guy who brings all the board games and stuff. It's nothing quite like it. You're all crunched over, just throwing dice, and everybody's screaming, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. So I had a pretty good weekend.
It has been a great weekend.
Yeah.
Phil and I have been rewatching all the Screams.
They're such good movies.
We want to watch the new one because Jenna Ortega is so great.
She's also an X, so
oh.
Yet another reason to check it out.
So many people have recommended X.
It's a great movie. I just watched it for the first time the other day, and I was like, you know what? Solid. This was a good movie. I enjoyed the whole thing, and like the gore in it's like, it really does have that like 80s movie vibe. It's good.
I like that.
Yeah.
So the book this week, The Last Word by Taylor Adams, was published in April of 2023, so still pretty fresh. Very popular, for good reason.
Yeah.
His book, what was that called? Oh, No Exit. No Exit was
That's
excellent.
The film, yeah. I haven't read that yet, but I'm definitely going to check it out.
It was great, and it had a lot of twists and turns. Honestly, this one was the best that I've read of his. I think that he has over 32 books. I really think he, leveled up with this one. Because even though there were, it's a thriller with a lot of twists and turns, even though there were expected sorts of twists and turns, there still were, fresh little moments to them. And unexpected things still did happen.
And, I could say this book, and I know I say this about all the books, this could have been, maybe a little bit shorter, but honestly, I really didn't mind, it had, the hints of a little bit, drawing on, but, honestly, I didn't really mind it.
Yes, I think that for a lot of thrillers, there's just a tendency to,
it's a hard,
some people don't explain enough, and it makes a book confusing.
That's true.
In a way where I'm surprised that it got through editing to publishing, because I'm like, this is sloppy. I don't know what's going on. And I don't know if it's me being slow and unmedicated, or if this book is actually sloppy.
Or if 2 pages got stuck together and I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, that could have happened.
Yeah.
I don't ever count the numbers.
Oh, I do.
Oh.
I don't know.
This one, though, this is a good one. Definitely, if you're somebody who, a lot of people who just read thrillers anyway, devour the books that they read.
Yeah.
This one is really engaging.
And, I did read the physical book of it, and, even at work, I couldn't wait to get back to it. So, I wanted to,
Same.
see what happened next. So, it definitely is one of those books.
I guess we'll read the synopsis. It's a long one.
Well, I could read the long one, I could read the long one, or I could read the short one, because I feel like the short one's pretty good.
Yeah, just do the short one. These people are busy. They have important things to get back to.
Okay, don't rush me. After posting a negative book review, a woman living in a remote location begins to wonder if the author is a little touchy or very, very dangerous. In this pulse-pounding novel of psychological suspense and terror from the critically acclaimed author of No Exit and Hairpin Bridge.
I think that does sum it up well enough.
I think it does too, and like especially because I went into this book not knowing anything about it, and I'm glad that I didn't read anything about it, because like everything was like a surprise, and I wasn't really sure where it was going. I actually didn't even know that it was like the premise of it at all. So actually reading it was just when I started.
Wild that you do that.
I love a surprise, so of course I'm like, oh, I wonder where this review comes into this book. Like that she's leaving a review. I wonder how this will work out.
It happens quickly, so the rest there's a lot to it.
Yes. So like, I did like the friendly little hangman games. I thought that was cute. It was like, I like that it picks from other famous things in a fresh way, and it's not like it's necessarily like this is from this, or like, you know what I mean, or it's like
there's some light references,
right, or like this is like Misery. Like, no, I think it just picks a little bit enough from everything that it's like its own thing.
I agree, without being blatant or overdone or just trying too much to be like a parody of like these references, which could be taken as that just for yourself you're making connections, which truly I think is the best way to do it, because as a reader you don't want to feel like somebody's just handing you things on a plate like you're stupid,
like we're idiots or something.
Yeah, because then that's boring.
And it reminds you of the other thing, and then you kind of, I don't know, my mind wanders, but that's what I liked this one. I liked all of the twists in it and how it linked like older stuff into this new situation, and it built this little map. I liked that.
I like too, I'm going to jump in. I like that Taylor Adams is known for adding in characters in a way that feels very organic. Because there's such a tendency in thrillers that when you're adding a character in, to be pompous for a moment, that it can feel like a deus ex machina, that from the Greek tragedies, that you have the machine of God coming in and taking your hero out of a bad situation. And having that kind of be a cop-out where you're moving the story along and that the author is just easily fixing a thing. It feels very organic in this one, that people and things are added in a way that moves the plot forward that still feels believable and you're not taken out of the story. So thank you, Taylor Adams, for that.
Yes, and I would even say maybe the scariest part of the book is there is a dog in it, and wondering what's going to happen around that, because that's the scariest part for me, because the whole time I'm reading I'm like, he better not.
That is the one thing that I will spoil for myself. So, have you heard, it's a website called Does the Dog Die? Or something like that, where for any content, pretty much you can look up what happens to the dog or the animal in it. Because that is the one thing that I need spoiled for myself, because I can't handle animal cruelty stuff, which is why I've avoided Nick Cutter for so long.
Yes.
I'll read it eventually, but the troop is just, I don't know. I just, it's so...
No, I don't want that. I don't, like, and that's...
So that one I looked up to know.
No, you're right. So the dog is...
Well, listen, this is the only thing we're ever going to spoil for you, because,
and
she's okay.
Yeah, I don't care. So, like, I'm just going to say it. Cause,
we're just going to say it because we need you to, well, you're probably like us,
I was
right?
Gonna say, yeah, like, and if you don't really care about the animal, like...
then you wouldn't care that part got spoiled.
I would take my kitten check back from you.
That's so true. If you know what, you do have a good point there, because if this person who's watching, who's mad that we spoiled that part because they want the agony of knowing that the dog could possibly not be okay, turn off your phone or whatever now.
I know.
This isn't for you.
You're grotesque. I don't like it.
This podcast is only for people who
have warm hearts,
or at least decent to animals.
Better than
I mean, better. Of course, you're better than decent, but so some people don't like animals, which is baffling.
What do you hate fun?
I really doubt that anybody who would like us would not like animals.
You hated small
these animals. That's us. The thumbs went out. Just that.
That's a good one, but. No, that's absurd to me. So yes, I never want to read a book where the animal's harmed, because like,
I understand that sometimes it is necessary for a plot. I don't like it, but I think that it can show somebody's depravity. So, like, Stephen King says, because people say, Stephen King, it's so messed up that you write these, like, shitty things about animals and children. Why would you do that? And he said, because the most horrible thing that somebody could be would be somebody who would hurt an animal or a child. Which really is, I mean, that's true horror.
Yeah, or, like, even, like, Game of Thrones and stuff, so.
But, yeah, the gratuitous, I don't want to, not for this guy.
Yeah, I'd prefer not. But, yeah, that's, so at least you know that. Other than that, there's twists and turns in store.
There's a lot of twists and turns.
Go down that windy well.
What were you going to say?
No, I was going to ask if you had a favorite character, or I guess there's like not a ton of characters in this, so it's kind of like...
I will say that I liked all of the characters, and I'm trying not to pick the dog every time, but who just doesn't like a dog?
Yeah. Yeah.
I liked the setting. I think it was great.
Yeah, I also liked... Yeah, I definitely liked the setting of the book, like... Just as it's described, I feel like I could really picture it, which I quite like.
With this, I was going to say that the theme that comes up a lot in the book is stalking, which is why we picked it as our co-theme for this episode. And I would just say that Presley actually has been stalked a lot more than your average person. I don't know what about her makes her stalkable.
I mean, you do, though. I'm so damn charming.
Is that what it is?
It's a blessing and a curse, I will say.
The charm?
Yes, I can't turn it off. So, like, I get stalked. When I go out to the bar, people incessantly buy me drinks because they're like, oh, having a good time. And then I end up getting wasted because they just keep buying me drinks, and I've been practicing now. I'll have a water. You can buy me a water. Because, like, I don't drink that much to begin with. So, like...
If somebody's really pressury about it, this is a tip for anybody who wants to pretend that they're drinking with other people. So I will take my beer bottle and refill it in the bathroom sink. You also have to not be afraid of tap water. I will refill it in the bathroom sink. Also, I'm cool. So anybody else who parties with me, I'm actually really wasted and cool. But everybody else, I will refill my beer bottle with water so I am extra hydrated, and it seems like I'm a party animal.
Ugh. I would rather pretend to drink out of a beer bottle, and you go,
what's wrong with tap water? A lot of things, actually.
I feel like out of a bar faucet, it's just like...
chemicals.
Or pee is coming out of it or something, like... No. I just... Obviously, you go watch the bartender make your drink, and you watch it the whole time. You leave it with a trusted friend when I go to the bathroom.
Or don't leave it.
Or I leave it and
just
then I don't drink it when I get back. And, yeah. But for the most part, yes, I've been stalked too many times. I truly don't know. I'm just... It's so annoying. And, like... I don't want to say scary, but like...
Yeah, it can be. When we touched on this before about talking that, that we're taking more of a lighthearted approach, like, there's been serious situations with stalking that we've experienced too.
Yeah, and like, it's
not right.
It's not right, and it sucks because for the most part, the police don't believe you, and they don't really care, and if I had a nickel for every time one time I had to go to the police to file a police report because he showed up at my work, and then when it got to court, because it became that serious, when it got to court and I got the statement from the police that said, woman had recent contact with her ex. That was it. That was the whole report.
That was literally the cop probably was also some kind of...
Yeah, like some sort of psycho. And like...
Yeah, and like somebody who's a predator. Because that happened, and in the trial, because this person had been arrested for what they were doing, the female judge said, if it is a compliment, it's not harassment.
Yeah, like...
And this was within the last, 15, 20 years or whatever. Like,
it was the last 10 years. I'm not that old.
It just seems like things like this shouldn't happen anymore, and it is so messed up that they still do.
Like, the justice system is super broken with stalking and stuff. Like, it's not taken seriously at all. And, like, I can't tell you how many times the cop asked me, well, how many kids do you have with him? I don't have any kids. So, like, no, he shouldn't be showing up at work. He shouldn't be doing any of those things. Yet he is.
Even if you had kids with somebody, like,
Oh,
that
I
is
know.
not...
Yeah,
that doesn't give them permission to, like, stalk you or
it might
harass
even
you.
be worse. Like, oh, you're a mother? Just be murdered. It's
He's
fine.
talking to you about your kids, so it's fine.
Yeah, it was a wild ride, but I feel like I learned a lot from it. I will never trust the institution anyway, but like the
Don't ever
justice
trust
system,
the man.
right? The justice system is broken. That kind of stuff. For now, I'll handle it myself, I guess, if it ever happened again.
I have a lot of sympathy for like the good people who are actually trying to make changes within
Yes.
those systems,
Yes.
because I just don't know how you could go up against all of that people who are just half-assing their job, who are either like systemically doing it on purpose because they're also a predator or
Right.
prejudiced, and
Right.
that like, or just the people who don't care. Like, where do you go for that? That's crazy.
It's crazy, but
It's so unfair. It's so dangerous, and
Yeah.
like, to begin with, I mean, it sucks that this problem doesn't get dealt with seriously, but on top of that, these stalkers, the audacity to feel like you are entitled to
access someone,
like
at any
insert
time.
yourself in somebody else's life. Like,
No,
God,
it's-
get
it's-
some hobbies and go to therapy, please,
Yeah,
because
it's
not
disgusting.
everything is about you, and like, leave people alone. None of that's gonna help, I know, but we know.
But well,
Stalking
and
is so wrong.
if you're having a problem with it, literally tell other people. Tell other people. Tell
That
as
is
many
so-
people as you know.
Yes.
Have a support system, and like that's what I mean. Like if
Have
you
a
don't have a
support
support
system.
system, it sucks because it's scary. I'm glad that I do, but like tell other people.
Well, and keep going up the chain. So even though we had bad experiences, well, you did,
Well,
so much can be said for keeping a pen and paper log of what happens to you.
well, no,
so
even,
that
even
can
in
become
even in your phone and stuff, and it's not.
well, in your phone. I mean, not pen and paper. Like, keep a log of things that happen. So
oh
it
yes,
seems like, well, if I write it, it could be a lie or whatever. It still is an admissible court document, and you can still have somebody saying that this is your record of what's happening to you. And if you can correlate that with, like, there's so many times where people are thinking, like, you know, it's not that bad, or I'll just brush it off. No. File a police report, because a police officer has to take a statement about whatever you want to say if you say that you want to file a report. So file a report, have it correlate with your paperwork. I mean, that's at least something. Have some kind of paper trail, because that was this person who was...
well, not even file a police report. Like do that too, but like keep your own record.
Keep your
own
records.
That's, and from the stuff that I watched about stalking and stuff, like that's the biggest thing you can do. Keep your own record of this ongoing stuff. But like
Yeah.
I said, literally tell other people. Like don't be embarrassed, because it happens to so many people, and like
And even though it feels so shitty that somebody would let
Yes.
that stuff go, and that
Or that
case that you know, this judge was belittling it and got thrown out, he went to prison for way worse crimes.
didn't get thrown out. Ultimately, out of that court case,
Yeah.
I did get what I wanted, where I got left alone. But then later, he like assaulted someone, and they used that case to prove that he's been harassing women. So it's like, glad that you guys had to wait until someone got physically assaulted to do something about it.
Yeah, don't be proactive and deal with a problem when it's, you know, you have it in front of you that you could deal with it.
Yeah, stay
Wait until
vigilant.
somebody's actually physically hurt and then do something.
But
Mental pain can't be seen, so it's not real.
right, and like, you know, just tell somebody else, so that like someone else will believe you. Like if they're really your friend, they'll believe you. And like it's important. You gotta leave
Yeah.
a trail, and also just
Err on the side of caution. Keep yourself safe.
start leaving your DNA everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it. Pluck a hair, leave it.
Yeah, the
Get that
person that you
follicle
trust
in there.
most, you know, you could share your location with them,
Yeah, or make like a little folder of like how to get in, like track your phone or something.
but
Whatever.
don't let the stalker find the folder.
Yeah, like God.
No, really though.
I guess The theme should have been...
Set up questions. So in Supernatural, how when they talk about Funky Town, it is a sign that there's danger. Set up little keywords with a friend or a few friends that it sounds like a regular thing you might say. If you say that word, you know, it's a go.
Yeah, but we decided that creepy man that won't go away, Wombat.
Wombat.
We got a code Wombat.
So if somebody says to you that they think they saw a wombat in their attic or car, call the police.
Yeah, you know what's up.
Yeah, wombat.
So we don't really have a game today, per se.
Oh yeah, in lieu of a game, we thought that we would read you some celebrity stalking. So we left the really hairy stuff out, just because I think that there's a lot of podcasts that cover that more thoroughly and give it the attention that each case needs.
But these are a little bit... I was gonna say, I guess,
Like lighter. They're still bad and still
yeah, like it
serious.
still sucks. But I mean, like we said, you either kind of have to laugh about it or it's sad.
Yeah.
But do you want to go first?
I'm gonna start. Jennifer Love Hewitt was stalked by a woman who was convinced that she was in a satanic cult. The leader of the cult was Steven Spielberg, and you know, you'd think, how does anyone know about somebody's fanciful ideas? She would go to all of her events and shout murderer at her, so I guess somebody was like, what's up with this? And looked into it, and she had, you know, probably some kind of mood board with all the pictures and ideas. And luckily that lady got a 10-year restraining order placed against her.
And see, okay, that's the thing. If you want to get your stalking thing taken care of, just become rich.
Become rich. If you're rich,
Or famous. There you go.
you have way better chances of this being taken seriously.
But yeah, that's...
I mean, but the volume, I can't even imagine what comes with fame as far as the stalking.
Oh, I know.
Like, people would be rude anyway all the time, but, ooh.
But that sucks. And like, I don't know, especially if someone said murder, I'd be like, no, I'm not. Did I? No. This one's Keira Knightley. Cat-themed stalking. Meowed into her letterbox. Letters. What is meowed?
Oh, I made it like a Cliff's Note sort of thing. So apparently, I mean, and I couldn't remember, what is the...
Cliff's Note? You wrote that down and then expected me to just know.
I thought you'd put the pieces together. This is ad-libbing, baby.
Meowed into her letterbox. Letters, postcards.
American word for letterbox?
Postbox? Mailbox.
But the one in your door.
We don't have ones in our door.
That's true. Well,
That's weird.
in a city, maybe.
No,
I
feel
guess
like
we don't
they
really
do
have
that. Yeah,
them.
they don't do that anymore. Let's just put a hole in my door where
Some
someone
people
can
have
reach
them,
in.
but it's uncommon here.
So you can just look into my house.
Yeah.
No.
They do.
Yeah, like, I don't know, a letter slot.
I don't like that.
Letter slots.
I do like letters.
Left a USB drive with a cat-themed song.
He had written her a cat-themed song.
Oh. And see, like, that would seem really charming if it wasn't a stalking case.
Oh, yeah. If somebody just wrote you a cat-themed song, typically that would be a really nice gift.
Yeah.
But, yeah, a lot of his stuff was cat-themed.
So I guess, like, what did he just assume she liked cats, or does he know?
I think he was just, I mean, who doesn't like cats? But
God, can you imagine being one of his cats? It's probably like, leave me alone.
with the meowing,
He tongue baths them.
her husband, like, they said that they had a scuffle, which I think is the British way of saying that they maybe fought a little bit and he ran away.
Okay. But apparently when she moved and...
Yeah, she did move. Which, I mean, you'd have to. That would suck, too, if you found a house you really liked.
Yeah, or like if your kids lives there.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she lives there with her husband and her kids.
Yeah, I would, no. And like, she has the luxury to move. I would too.
Yeah.
Next,
we've got Gwyneth Paltrow. She's had one of her stalkers, who has been active for over a decade, has sent her over 65 packages, letters, and unwanted gifts.
That's not that surprising for her though, because
No,
like...
I'm sure she has a lot. And she does goop, so you'd think gifts. But then I thought, what are the gifts that, like, what does that mean? What's an unwanted gift? Is it like...
a candle that smells like a vagina.
that explodes at you?
Gift.
The unwanted gifts were pornography, which
Yeah.
reads for men.
Should absolutely be a consensual gift. But,
Yeah.
Also, I don't know. I'm not surprised she gets stalked because she's so crazy that like, man, it would be a magnet.
She does some wild stuff.
That's
She
what
is
I
like,
mean.
what a strange personality.
Yes. Although Shakespeare in Love, love that movie.
Oh yeah, I mean, Royal Tenenbaums. I do like her acting. Really, Shallow Hal is so funny.
Oh,
Jack Black in anything.
funny yet problematic looking
So
at it with
problematic.
today goggles. Problematic. Oh.
I think that back then they thought like, well, the moral of the story saves it. But there's just so many jokes. I don't know if I've said it before, but I'm rewatching Gilmore Girls and
No,
the
Rory.
things that they
Rory
say.
body shames like nobody's business. But yes, like Shallow Hal is just like, who cares if she's fat? She's got a nice personality, so it doesn't matter what she looks like.
Yeah, even with the Screams, like the original Scream came out in 96 and Scream 2 was 97. Some of the things that they say about body shaming is appalling. No wonder we're
And
all so messed up.
I know, and like,
Ooh. All right, moving on. What's your next one?
Jodie Foster, a knower lover, famously stalked by John Hinckley Jr., obsessed with her from her role in Taxi Driver. And when she was at Yale, he also enrolled and left messages under her door. Now, obviously, John Hinckley Jr., you've heard the name, tried to assassinate President Reagan, and apparently he's now in a menstrual institution for life.
A menstrual institution.
Yeah,
That's where they make tampons.
That's the real punishment.
Oh.
No,
We don't even want you near that stuff.
yeah, no, stay out of it.
Stay out
It's
of
none
it.
of your business. I love Jodie Foster.
Yeah, Taxi Driver. That's
So good.
she's just great.
Yeah,
and everything really.
Yeah. So,
She had that movie where she like starts attacking people back.
Silence of the Lambs.
No, not that one. I guess she does that. But you know, she's like riding a train and she gets a gun. I don't think I ever watched it. Is it good? I don't know. Stop screaming. We'll figure it out later.
No, yeah, I'll forget about it.
Stop being
for
mad
now.
at us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll
There's
Google
just
it
too
when I
many
get
things
home.
to know. My last is Winona Ryder, who was stalked by someone who actually became, I mean, that's impressive with the Yale, that he could get into Yale
Oh,
at
I
the
know.
same time.
Well, that's commitment. That's a
That's
time.
commitment.
That's a time commitment.
So Winona Walker,
She's Winona Walker. No, she rides.
that's, oh no. Ryder, that was all planned.
Good one, Suzanne.
Right. Yeah, clearly. Her stalker was an extra in a lot of her projects, so he actually was able to get himself into a lot of the same situations. And when he started getting a little too creepy, she let the director know.
And wait, I'm sure he did something about it.
He did, actually, yeah. You just gotta be the star, and then
Yeah.
you get anybody
They
kicked out that you want.
Yeah, they absolutely need you.
Yeah, that's fair. So they got him off the set or whatever, and he left a note in her trailer that said, "I was just trying to get work as an extra. Just so you know, I'm not even obsessed with you anymore. I'm obsessed with Alyssa Milano now."
Ooh, ouch.
She said, "I felt like I got dumped."
I know, yowie.
For Alyssa Milano.
I mean,
Don't
she
beat yourself
also-
up about
and
that.
she also is quite beautiful and funny, and I like her in a lot of stuff too, so
Yeah, they're great.
I get it. But, yeah, what kind
Like,
of...
that's gonna make it better. Okay.
Although, like, get over yourself. Like,
That is
neither of
such
those
a-
women know who you are or want anything to do with you, so shut up.
That is such a man move, too, to be like, well, I don't even like you anymore.
Yeah, you're fat.
You're less pretty than this other girl.
You're a bitch.
Doesn't that upset you?
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah.
God.
Win me back now.
Yeah, come stalk me again. I miss you. Shut up.
Yeah.
This last one's Josh Hutcherson.
PETA.
PETA and the Hunger Games, if you don't know him. Apparently 2 girls showed up at his house covered in pictures of him sobbing with their mother.
What adult person would... Children don't know anything, really. How an adult person is allowing you to do that and not stepping in and saying, I mean, maybe it was her who pushed it.
I was about to say, that sounds like a crazy person thing that, like, you know, you could pass that down
You could pass
in
that
your
down.
genes.
Yeah,
Just
and
like-
then you're nurturing it.
Yeah, by...
Just show up at their house. That's totally acceptable. I've heard a lot of stuff from, I wanted to just call him Frodo from Elijah Wood about similar things, that he's had a lot of people show up at his house repeatedly, which is terrifying. Because same thing, I mean, he has kids and stuff.
That's what I mean. That must suck, like, you know, that your address gets leaked once and then all of a sudden just people are like, that just sucks. Like, just leave people alone.
Yeah.
Like, even, again, to brag about it, we were near Carson Kressley and I didn't even speak to the man.
A brief hello.
I was trying
Leave
to
him alone. And only if you make eye contact. Just let people.
And also, first off, don't meet your heroes. Cause
Oh, don't.
it's sometimes it can be a crapshoot and then you just question a lot of things. So
There's some good ones. There's some bad ones. You know what I mean? I'm so glad to have met some people. There's so many people that I wish I hadn't met because it was disappointing.
yeah, I've seen some people, in one in particular, I won't say any names, but I saw this person meet their hero and he wasn't very, I think he's a nice person, but he was like sidetracked at the time, so he didn't give a lot of attention to this person. Oh, you just saw the light leave his eyes and he was just so sad that like this guy kind of brushed him off and I was like, yikes. Although that person deserved it, so like,
Yeah. Comeuppance.
if you're nice, then everyone, you'll get what you deserve.
The lessons to take away from this is 1, karma comeuppance. 2,
Don't trust anyone ever.
don't trust anyone ever. 3, be aware of your surroundings, tell a friend. And 4, read this book.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, because it's a good
It's a
little
good book.
So,
So we'll move on to...
yeah, I'm ready.
All right. That brings us to everyone's favorite segment. Ooh, haikus.
Shall
You
I?
go first.
Yeah, I'll go first this time. Backpack full of stone. Reviews are for the raiders. Next time, pack a gun.
I love it.
So, I picked ricotta because I feel like too much of it and it stops tasting good. But like you eat a little bit, it's good. It's a solid choice. I like ricotta. I like it paired with other things too. So this book, like if you're having like a spooky book, like
Ooh.
when you want to just read it, this is a good one to stick in between other ones
That's
because like
so
it's
true.
got like a good theme to it and like it's a simple enough story that like you can read this one and another one and another one instead of them all getting like convoluted and mashed together.
Definitely. Not to brag, but I read this during the week when it was really rainy. What a mood read. It was really great.
Rainy day spooky reads.
Rainy day, summer spooky read. It was perfect. I'll do mine. We'll do a little one. Girl, depression sucks. Twists and turns are everywhere. Glad your dog is good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we pre-spoiled it. That part.
I'm also glad that you edited on this upper of a haiku.
Yeah. The cheese that I picked is, sorry for my pronunciations, Qualo.
Why are you looking at me? I have no idea what those words are.
It is a Brazilian fried cheese, and it's like a beachy fried cheese snack.
Oh, so you fry it and eat it?
It is like, they like grill it on a skewer, and it's like this piece of squeaky cheese. It is so good.
I love stuff like that.
Beach themed, easily enjoyed, squeaky.
Okay,
Perfect.
yeah. That is good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we've talked your ears off about being stalked.
We yelled at you about being safe.
I know, don't be-
And I hope that you'll listen to us.
I know. Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
We're on your
Also,
side.
kick some ass.
Uh,
Nobody, don't fight if you don't want to. Nobody deserves access to you that you do not grant that to them.
and I guess that's a good thing. If you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
Yeah.
And like, if
You tell them that we told you that.
and yeah, don't be polite. Don't be polite.
Don't tell them anything. You don't owe them anything.
Yeah, and don't give out information. Don't give out personal information.
Don't put up pictures of where you are at the time that you're there. Don't post pictures of your house
In fact,
or
take pictures of you somewhere else and then post those. Throw them off the trail.
splice pictures together. Many pictures
Get
of many
plastic
faces
surgery.
and places.
Wear a wig.
What are you thankful for this week?
I am grateful because, and I'm not saying work because I love it, but I'm saying work because I did take off on Friday to go to that show with you guys. And my work normally could have punished me for it, but they did not. They were like, well, I said I'm going to this with my mother, and then I think they thought like, oh, her mother's sick. And I went in and they were like, you can take a day for your mom. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't.
Susan does need it.
Yeah, I didn't say she was sick or anything. They just assumed. So
You've outed yourself now.
what it if they genuinely watched this, I'd be like, thank you, and then nothing will happen anyway because I'm in a union. So
Yes.
they can
We're union proud.
they can eat a poop because they
I'm
can
not
do
in a union, and that's why it sucks.
right. They can't touch me. So.
That's why we get crapped on. This week, I'm thankful for Last Podcast.
I love this podcast.
Yeah, they've been our favorite for a really long time with good cause. I mean, they're amazing, and I just got through so many good episodes of theirs this week, and it really, like, was uplifting on days where I was having, like, a hard mental time.
Yes.
It really, and it's just so funny, so informative.
And trailblazing for other podcasts. Like, you just listen to that and you're like, I want to start a podcast.
Yeah.
And just even...
Their whole network now. I mean, they're amazing. So thanks, Last Podcast.
I love them. Yes. From two huge fans. And, like, if you like this podcast, literally go check it out. Like, their stuff is so good and
We have
funny.
literally driven halfway across the... This is going to sound crazy for the stalking.
I know.
We've
Not
driven
in a
halfway
stalkery
across
way.
the country to go to their shows and stuff. We've seen them a lot of times. They're great.
So good.
Their book's great. It's somewhere over here. It's behind you. But, yeah, their content's amazing. They have really good, solid advice when they do give advice. It's funny.
It's so, and I am also grateful for it just for a mental health reason of it just cheers me up instantly if I'm having a bad time or I know I'm having a hard day. I just listen to an episode because it just cheers me up.
Definitely. All right, with that,
Go check out The Last Word.
oh, and we're going to start our new theme ending. Read cheese.
Maybe we can.
Do you remember it?
Yes.
Oh.
But I didn't know we were going to do it. You just pushing this on me.
Read cheese.
Eat books. Oh, that's what it was.
That's what it was. We'll get there.
Bye.
Until next time, it's Night Cheese Book Club. Thanks, friends. Like, subscribe, find us everywhere, and talk to us because we think you're rad. But don't stalk us. Bye.